have to announce that we've made a decision to go back on tour.
Hi, we're going back on tour.
For 10 years, 1 decade, we have been talking about this. What if Rush would tour again? And of course, it felt like it would never happen. And what's crazy is, not too long ago, right here on this very channel, I said to you guys, a big what if. I asked a question. I was dreaming. And I said, hey guys, what if Rush went out again? They found a young, great drummer to drum with them. We could give a great tribute to Neil Peart, relive the songs. So many of you jumped down my chili for that. And we had great backs and forth, and it was kind of humorous at the time, but I was serious, I was hopeful, and I just put that out there. That wasn't that long ago, and here we are today, October 6th, 2025, and we now learn that Rush is going to go on tour again in 2026. It's amazing. I mean, guys, Rush is going to be out there again. We're going to go see Rush again. A lot of us, we should meet up. It's going to be so incredible. I'm excited. Obviously, please go to Rush on YouTube or probably their website at Rush YouTube. Check out the video for yourself. I'll have a link at the end of this video and one in the description as well. So please go watch the boys talk about this. But I wanted to talk to you about this because this is insane. They did find a drummer. Her name is Anika Nilles. Geddy has a bass tech he calls Scully. And Scully had been working with this young lady. I say young. She's in her 40s. She's like 42 years old. She's from Germany. She is a music teacher and instructor. She's a musician. She's obviously a drummer. She composes her own music as well. And in 2022, she actually went out on tour with Jeff Beck. She's heavily influenced by Toto, but also Carter Buford from Dave Matthews Band. It is undeniable, and I've thought this ever since, 93 or whatever, when Under the Table and Dreaming came out, that Carter from Dave Matthews Band is an insanely amazing drummer. He is tight, he is quick, and he's just an amazing drummer. So to think that he's an influence on her is pretty spectacular. And because he is like probably underrated, right? A lot of us don't name check him very often, but Dave Matthews Band drummer is amazing. I've always loved the guy. Also, Joe Satriani, Prince. So a wide kind of diverse array of influences for Anika Nilles, and which is great. All right, harken back to the 80s where the boys actively talked about their wide field of influences. They're not just, they might play one particular type of music, but Rush loved, back then, reggae and pop and different styles, and they brought all that to the table. And as Geddy put, nothing was off the table. Nothing was against the rules. All things were acceptable as long as it remained Rush. So I'm excited. She sounds very promising, and here's the thing. Whatever we say before, we trust in Ged. All right, if Geddy likes this girl and Alex likes this girl and they mesh and gel together and she can play the Rush music, then Anika Nilles should be great. Kind of crazy though, right? I shouldn't say that. Not very politically correct to me, but that it's a woman. Okay? Which, you know what this does is that Anika Nilles is a woman kind of takes away the fact like we're going to be going A-B comparisons to other male drummers, right? And we should only compare them as drummers. But that is one little tweak and asterisk in this thing. Like, she's a woman. Great. All right, so Anika Nilles, and she plays Tama drums. She's made her own custom cymbals, and also she uses ProMark sticks. And speaking of drumsticks, I've been using my ProMark Neil Peart sticks ever since I got them in Boston to see R40. Just recently, I bought an electronic drum set. For me, it's one step closer to having a real drum set. Hey guys, I've always been a drummer. I started on drums. 3rd, 4th grade, right? Playing snare, and I learned how to read, and I was playing music at the same time, taking piano and in chorus. I've always done all the musical fields, but I started as a drummer all the way up until 8th, 9th grade, and I switched to saxophone. And I got a beautiful, beautiful Naked Lady Con. Look it up. a Naked Lady Con saxophone, a tenor sax. I switched to that. Now, in my journey from early elementary school, all the way through, junior high, around that time, when I switched to sax, that musical journey playing drums and learning drums, I played a lot of bass, I played cymbals, I played all the different percussive instruments, and tons of snare, of course. However, I never got a chance, okay? Right at that junior high age, that's probably when you start taking up the drum set, and you start learning that. I never got to do that. For 30 plus years, I have been tapping along to Neil Peart. And of course, I've been learning Neil Peart's rhythms and drumming along with him on a steering wheel, whatever surface I can find nearby with my hands. I've been doing that for over 30 years. And what's crazy is it has translated for me to know the parts as I go in. Now, whether I can do them perfectly, of course not. I'm learning as I go. But I, guys, am now over 50 years old, am learning to play the drum set. I'm going to share some videos soon of me exploring and learning my electronic drum set. I started off with Gin Blossoms, but I played along because that's just more straightforward rock. All right, it's about keeping rhythm, knowing when the fills and the cymbal hits are, and I was doing really well, but I started to get bored. So, about a week ago-ish, I switched to Rush. And I worked my way through the 80s and into the 90s, okay? All the way up to I got up into Test for Echo, but I started way back at Permanent Waves. I worked my way through every album, and in one sitting one day, one Saturday afternoon, in 4 hours time, I listened to at least 5 Rush albums, playing along. Some of the more insane songs, okay, where there was no hope at all. We've lost all hope. Of course, I skipped those, right? I went to stuff that I could possibly keep up with and keep up with Neil. Not easy. There are so many times I'm sitting at my set, right? And I'm playing along, or I'm doing a ride cymbal with Neil, right? And trying to do the fills and back to the hi-hat. Point is, I'm playing along with Neil. And then all of a sudden, a lot of times I just pull back my sticks, I sit back on my throne and I go, seriously, Neil? And that's my new catchphrase, all right? When I'm drumming along with Rush, it's seriously, Neil? So my daughter, guess what she just did? She's in college. She's a film major like I was. And she went and bought from a guy 1,000 vinyl records. That's a 1 with 3 zeros. 1,000 vinyl records. And actually, no, 1,200. She bought it for 1,000. So they're like less than $1 a piece. And she's going to resell these. Now, I'm going to make some videos and I want to show you some of the vinyl that she has. And if you guys want to buy them, great. I'm going to be doing that soon. Some of the cool stuff that I just got, though, I have a Grace Under Pressure. We don't have the 40th anniversary yet, but I do have an original with a massive, disgusting water stain. But I still have an original Grace Under Pressure. This one's very cool. Love this album. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. And I was just playing along to some Genesis yesterday on my drum set. And it's amazing. Back in the 80s, Phil Collins, being a drummer, it's amazing how much, and a lot of it were electronic. His drums were buried in the mix. You could there's sequencers and different drum machine parts going on, but his active drum set is just so buried in the mix, and I'm just like straining. I'm straining. Okay, is he using a hi-hat? And I'm just trying to, what is he doing with the bass drum? Very hard. I mean, I didn't care for that, so I want to actually go and play along to No Jacket Required. All right, this is cool. Aqualung, Jethro Tull, right? And I am buying these from my daughter. I don't expect these to be completely full. But yeah, guys, the original Aqualung vinyl. That's really cool. I had to have that. This is Jethro Tull Live. It is a double album. And there's the crazy man right there with his flute. Jethro Tull Live. And finally, as our preview to these upcoming vinyl videos, I got at least 3. I have Yes Drama, original. And of course, this is Yes Fragile. Fragile by Yes. Always cool artwork, right? Yes has amazing artwork, just like Rush. And yes. So yes, those are the vinyls I wanted to show you now. I'm going to make some vinyl videos real soon. And again, if you want to buy any of these vinyl from my daughter, we can hook you up, okay? Some of the stuff I'll be showing you. She's got some good stuff, too. A lot of great classic rock to even, David Bowie, and she's got a bunch of Beatles. Okay, just the Beatles albums alone in this 1,200 lot that she bought for $1,000, those Beatles albums alone could bring her upwards into hundreds of dollars, including one extremely rare white album. We checked the serial number, we looked it up, we did some research. This could be one of the very elusive. And here's what's cool. Rocky Raccoon inside this white album, misprinted, and I've heard that's a cool thing. So I was very excited. She was like losing it. She was so excited. So this weekend's probably going to be very active. And here's why. I'm going to Texas to see Steven Wilson. I've been a big fan of Steven Wilson, Porcupine Tree, for a few years now, and I just love Steven Wilson. I've talked about him before with you guys, and we're going to see him this weekend in Dallas, and at some kind of ballroom or playhouse or whatever. Point is, we're going to go see Steven Wilson. Me and my friend Joel, we're super excited. Now, I was just talking to Neil, one of our friends here on the channel, and I mentioned that doing a live show this weekend might be a really good idea. Let's talk about this insanely amazing news of Rush going back out on tour next year. So, live show this weekend, I'm thinking Sunday. The concert, I'm not sure yet. I'm like, the concert Saturday night. So whether I can do a concert, get back, do a live show, question mark there. Don't know. But I'd like to do a live show real soon, guys. If there's good times for you in general, okay? If the weekend's not just the only time, Monday, Tuesday, I mean, I want to hear your feedback. What do you want to do with the live show? If you have subject matters we can discuss besides the earth-shattering news of Rush being on tour, I want to hear from you, okay? Another live show here at the Loudboy Experience. Please join me over at TikTok. The feedback has been amazing. For you guys who are on TikTok, thank you. Your comments are great. You know, I didn't expect that. I went into TikTok as, a TikTok virgin. I knew nothing. And then all of a sudden, these people are writing me and loving the videos that I put up, especially the Rush stuff. They're like, and one of them's like, dude, I always stop for Rush. And then another one commented on my Tom Sawyer in the River lyric deep dive, and he just thanked me. He said, thank you very much for sharing this. And I don't say that to praise myself. I say that to say the interaction, okay, with the viewers, with you guys on TikTok rivals that of YouTube. So again, guys, the Loudboy Experience TikTok. You can also find me on Instagram. You can find me on Rumble. I'm on Loudboy7K. I'm over at Twitter, of course. And you know I'm right here on YouTube. Geddy, Alex, Anika Nilles, and finally, I didn't mention it earlier, a keyboard player. Yes, Geddy says that he'd like to have a keyboard player, which would round out the band to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 people, okay? So that's a first ever. This is historic. Rush with a different drummer. May Neil rest in peace, love you, brother. But also with a keyboard player, 4 people. So the boys are changing the rules, and that's good. This, of course, is not the OG Rush, okay? This is not the Rush that we love and we've grown up with. But this is Geddy and Alex playing with the new drummer, this Nilles, and finally a future keyboard player to be determined. That's what's exciting, okay? So they're going to be playing Rush music, but it's not exactly, quote, Rush. You know what? From all our discussions in the past, they're doing it exactly how we wish they would. Thank you for joining me here at the Loudboy Experience. As always, I am Eric. Stay tuned. Please subscribe. And I hope you have a good day.